It's game time. Mini.
This game is a liar, the great deceiver. It tricks you with its retro wiles, its cute game aesthetics, but it's hard as hell. Whipseey and the Lost Atlas was released on the eShop on August 27th, 2019. At first glance, this game looks like an ode to the Kirby games of yore, but those games were super easy compared to Whipseey. I'm not saying there's no strategy involved in a Kirby game, especially the latter worlds, but I never felt completely screwed, especially going back to the games as an adult. Whipseey, on the other hand, hates my guts. When starting the game, you're met with a beautiful cutscene where you play as a young boy who gets trapped in a book and becomes Whipseey. If anyone was wondering what he was reading, it was clearly Dante's Inferno because of how hard this game is. There are 6 levels, but let's start with the first one. Looks simple enough. Use your whip to destroy enemies by pressing the Y button, and you can jump with the B button and use the whip to hover around by pressing B twice. So where's the problem, you ask? Well, I would be fine if it were the level design or how many monsters are on a map, but no, it's the whip mechanics. See, at certain parts of the game, you have to use your whip to connect to these rings to jump to the next platform. They have them in the first level to try and teach you how to use them. I still haven't learned. I could never get the timing right. I was always completely lost, as I had to time it right down to the millisecond. Otherwise, I missed it. I thought I finally got it down in the first level, but that was because of how high the platform was. This completely changes in later levels, and the last level has a segment where you need to whip across. You do have more than one life, sure, but it's easy for them to go quick. It's easy for them to go quick. If you die, it's game over, and you have to restart the entire level. And that's my problem with this game. Every other part of it is a level of difficulty that gets me fired up. I'm absolutely ready to try again. But these whip sections, combined with having to restart the levels, completely destroy the game for me, which is really sad. Looking around each level, there's beautiful sprite work everywhere. The first level is a tropical beach, the second a jungle, the third a desert, the fourth a north/south pole, the fifth being the moon, and the last being a castle/dungeon. Each creature looks gorgeous, with fun designs that really harken back to NES and SNES games. There's bosses in each level, but they actually don't seem all that bad, and the game spikes up in difficulty in subsequent levels, but all of it feels beatable. Outside of these whip sections. You might be asking me, well, what could they have done to make the game better? Well, if they thought the whip mechanics were perfect, then maybe give me some checkpoints? Or don't make falling into a pit an instant kill, because while they do a good job by giving you a health bar, one hit from an enemy can kill me by causing me to fall, so what's the point? And this isn't a fluke, it's clearly a game mechanic. Look, I have no problem playing a game for hours, but I would hope that the difficulty feels warranted, and it just doesn't do that here. So, do I recommend this game? If you want to be challenged to the point where you feel like screaming, then sure. Personally, I'm not a fan of that. Beating the bosses gave me a rush. This train section was phenomenal, but the last level was so meticulous that even losing one life made me feel as if I needed to start over. I had to plan to lose lives later, especially when it came to the whip sections. Jumping to one chain was already bad enough, but 2 in a row? I think I'll pass on that for now. Normally, Whipseey and the Lost Atlas is $5.99, and I definitely think it's worth it at that price, assuming you know what you're getting into. If you find it on sale, I definitely recommend it for anyone who has the time to put themselves through the ringer and try to beat the final boss. But for me, the final boss is these rings. I'm laughing because we're having so much fun. This is so much fun for the whole family. I'm just so happy. I'm just so excited. I'm not dying inside. No, I'm fine. I'm not thinking of trauma. This is all good. We're all just fine. So if you like this video, please remember to like and subscribe. And also, if you've played this game, tell me your thoughts in the comment section down below.